Hey everyone, Cahlen here, and in this video I'd like to talk about this idea that fear is a bad thing. So this is something I hear a lot from a lot of the people that I tend to be around or tend to listen to. They say things like, you're living in fear, man, or they're just trying to get us to live in fear, or basically the idea is you should just choose to not be afraid. Now there's only two ways to resolve fear, right? If fear is present, then it can be resolved by either solving the problem, whatever that problem was, which is the point of fear, to motivate you to solve the problem so that you no longer need to feel that uncomfortable feeling of fear, or you can ignore the thing which you are afraid of, because you don't want to feel uncomfortable, right? So in taking that strategy is not going to be helpful for you. You're not going to make the correct decisions about how you should be acting in the world, right? If a bear walks out in front of you, your fear, which is going to motivate you to start thinking, oh, I should probably not keep walking in that direction. I should probably start thinking of other things to do, rather than just, feeling like you're blissed out on Xanax or something, and like ultimately you're not really worried about the situation at all. You're going to make poor decisions. And, in that case, you're not ignoring the threat. So that's not the perfect example, but there are instances where people are ignoring the threat. For example, the situation that we're in the world right now, where it's quite obvious that there is an organized effort of powerful people to kill off a lot of people and to incorporate everyone else into a technocratic slave system, which may be impossible to escape from if it gets fully established. Okay? That is something worth fearing. You should be afraid of that. And that fear should motivate you to think about ways that you can make choices in this world so that you will not have to become a part of that technocratic system, and that maybe even the world can avoid that technocratic system through your action and the action of other people making a similar choice. Now, there's the alternative, which is to be like, well, I'm going to focus on good feelings and not pay attention to what's going on in the world. Well, you're definitely going to get fucked. That's for sure. So basically, when someone says that we should not live in fear, like this whole mindset, I think to myself, this person is terrified of fear, right? Anyways, if you're afraid of something, assess the situation, look at what's going on. Maybe your fear isn't warranted and you can just kind of solve the problem by realizing that fear isn't really necessary in this situation. But in many cases, when fear is present, it is necessary. And the right choice is to determine how to solve that problem. And that is the correct way to get rid of your fear. If you want to survive and not get killed or have horrible experiences or turn into a technocratic slave, right? I mean, if you're okay with any of that stuff, then sure, you can choose to ignore threats, those types of threats, right? But if you don't want those things, it's right to be afraid of them and then to act to make it so you don't need to be afraid more because you've got it covered. So anyway, this is my thoughts on fear and escapism from fear. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider sharing it. If you'd like to help me out in a more substantial way, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/gift. And if you'd like to have a one-on-one conversation with me, whether publicly or privately, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/one-on-one. Thanks again for watching.